Joining us now on the line, Wade Stayzer, the Meridian Credit Union. Wade, Meridian Credit Union has made some changes over the last couple of days, not only in the way they service people, but to their branch locations as well.
Yes, Darren, thanks. Thanks for having me, by the way. Appreciate that. So we've made some changes in how we service, and the first overriding message that I think everyone needs to hear is that we're here for our members, our employees, and our communities. But as the COVID situation continues to evolve, we are looking at ways to how best deploy our resources and to keep both our people safe and our members safe. So we have closed some branches across the province, 30 of them, and 9 of them actually within Niagara. Now I say that we still have the ability to handle full day-to-day banking for those folks that need us. But we will be ensuring that that we're undertaking some additional safety protocols if we're going to be doing in-person banking within our branches.
Now, now you said you have 9 locations closed in Niagara. How many does that leave open, and do you have those locations?
Sure. So we and on every branch, by the way, that we'll be referring. Folks will still be in each branch during our hours of operation, and they'll be there specifically to answer telephone calls and to do active outreach to our members and to do the daily tasks that need to be done for a financial institution like us. But I can tell you that when we looked at our branches, we looked at travel time between. So as an example, in St. Catharines, we closed 2 of our branches but left 2 of them open. So. Closed 3 and left 2 open so that we still can service across. The other important thing, Darren, to remember is that we do have online banking and mobile banking, but we also have our contact center. Now, you will likely experience a little bit of a longer wait than you would normally. But what we're doing with our resources by closing these branches is redeploying them to our contact center so that they can be answering calls from our members within reasonable periods of time.
Now, some of the most vulnerable members and seniors in our community may not have online banking and may be uncomfortable with doing banking over the phone. How easy will it be for them to access somebody to be able to pay bills or do any banking that they need to do?
Yeah, so it should be very easy. As I say, it just may take a little bit longer depending on our call volumes. But we do have our contact center, and I can share that number with you, or just direct folks to the website. But if we're talking about vulnerable folks, maybe I'll give that number. So our contact center is at 1-866-592-2226. The other option is if they have been doing their banking usually by calling into their branch, they can continue to call their home branch. And as I mentioned, we will have our staff there continuing to answer the phone at the home branch, and they can give them some greater guidance there.
Now, one of the other things that's being affected by COVID-19 are people's stocks, retirement funds, things like that. Do you have any advice for people who may be looking at the numbers on a daily basis and getting nervous?
Yes. So there's lots of advice out there, and there's probably lots of competing opinion. What I will say to you is that every situation is going to be different, and the most important thing that you can do is talk with your advisor. And so we have been actively reaching out to our members that have wealth portfolios with us to way before this past week, just to talk about comfort level and to connect with folks. We understand the anxiety that is there around your retirement. It's an important piece. And so my best advice is to be having that discussion first and foremost and be guided by that relationship. Hopefully you have a strong relationship with your advisor and they can guide you appropriately because, at Meridian, we take a lot of time to try and understand what people's needs and goals are. And that's why I say it's different for someone in my age bracket or someone in their 30s or 40s versus someone who is a few years from retirement. So it really needs to be a personalized discussion.
Now, has the credit union followed the lead of some of the other banks with the mortgage payment relief?
So we are offering payment relief. And by the way, I mean, some of the things that are out there as it relates to the big banks and the programs they're offering are very, very fluid. So, what we've always said at Meridian is that we're not going to make promises that we can't keep. So we're working with our members on a case-by-case basis to come up with the right solutions that they need. But we are offering, skip a payment as an example, depending on your individual circumstance, and even more above and beyond that. So, we're talking to our members about, looking at their current credit and what they have, whether they need it, skip them, as I mentioned, to skip a mortgage payment. And in the longer term, we will, I'm sure, be looking at renegotiating mortgages to look at the amortization and reduce monthly payments as well. And we're going to continue, on our website to enhance the toolkit there and ensure that we are aligned with the governmental programs that are there. And that's the other piece, right? Is I would encourage all viewers and listeners to really educate themselves on what the COVID Emergency Economic Response Fund looks like for workers, for businesses, and for individual households. So we are doing that as well to be able to guide our members as appropriate.
Now, just off the top of your head, are there any questions that people might want to ask as they look into that relief fund?
As I say, there's a wide gamut, right, Darren, because everyone's situation is different, and I think that's why, we would encourage everyone to educate and to work with their advisor as well. So we'll be educating our people on what those programs look like. We obviously can't apply for people, but we can try and point our members in the right direction based on what we know about their financial circumstances. I would be we've got lots of time to read these days, so get online and read what those programs entail. And, and after being passed today, I'm sure that there will be more details coming, but that's been part of the challenge is some of the operational details of the broader program, haven't been rolled out yet. So we're really in a holding pattern until we see the process that one would need to go through to do that.
Wade Stayzer of Meridian Credit Union, thank you very much for your time and best of luck as we move forward.
My pleasure, and stay safe, everyone. Thanks so much.
We'll be right back.